And the champ is here. We got LP on the line with us. Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing good, you?
It's good. We're excited to be able to talk to you. It's been a couple months since we talked to you at track last, so good to catch up. And also knowing that you were pretty busy the last couple of weeks with you guys being out west and then going back to Quebec for the return to the streets of Trois-Rivières. How was that?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. That's for sure, to see the fans and our partners, friends, and sponsors and family there. It's my hometown. Obviously, every time I go there and we race there, it's very exciting for us. And it's a busy weekend, of course, busy week actually, because we have a lot of media stuff to do. But always a pleasure, always a lot of fun. And I don't know, as we said earlier on, as we get older, I don't know, I get in the weekend and I just have a lot of image and souvenir of all the other years, because it was my 25th Grand Prix,
wow.
12-year Grand Prix. So it was really cool.
Yeah, it's an important race for the series. It's a major weekend for the town, and also with the racing tradition there, going back decades. That's got to be an epic time. What was it like getting set up at the track and getting to the races?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I mean, we that WeatherTech 47 Belmar Amifab Somavrac car was fast as we got on track during practice, and in quali we qualified P2 on the front row. Might have been able to do a bit better, but not sure I would have get that lap time that 96 did. But all in all, we had a good position for the start. And then, unfortunately, lap 1, corner 2, someone behind me ran out of brake. And then there was contact in between me and that car and then Ranger. So I had a flat tire right away, which I thought could have been worse because it was a pretty decent hit. So I thought it was maybe just the rear housing being crooked and my race was already done, So brought it back in the pit lane, and then we've changed the tire. And then my crew chief, Benoit Lagagnère, looked underneath the car. Everything seemed to be all right. We kept going, and the car felt good. So, but that was on yellow at that time. Only 5. So I think we did like 7. Well, we didn't lose a lap, but we did. I think to clean up the track after the crash. I think it took at least 7 to 8 laps before we go back on the green. So it gave us the time to do a good strategy on putting 4 tires and a full load of fuel on the last lap before green. So
to get that out of the way. Because the tires fuel thing is, what's the strategy like for tires and fuel usually at Three Rivers?
Well, so that's the thing. Usually we wait a little longer. We try to put fuel around lap 12 is where it's really safe, But now for me, that was on lap 7, and tires is really under your discretion. Like you can, sometimes people put tires, some people don't put tires. Depends on what your position and what's going on track. So, so for me, it was a little early to put fuel in. So I had to, during the whole race, I really had to save fuel. Short shifting, and then making sure when I blip under braking that I don't blip too much to save as much fuel as possible. Every yellow, I was shutting down the engine. The whole deal to save fuel. And it did work though. But the thing is, when you short shift and you save fuel, you cannot compete as much as someone that goes all out. With a full, with no concern on running out of fuel. So it was good, and we finished P2 there this weekend. Felt there was a restart that was a little weird there with the 96, but hey, I guess that we have to deal with that. And afterwards, I don't know. I mean, I had to save fuel, that's for sure. So I would have been able to hold the 96 saving fuel? I'm not sure, and maybe he was actually once he was in the lead, maybe he was just managing his race. Maybe he had even more speed in the car. So, hey, you know what? We wrap it up. We we take some notes for next season and try to come back stronger again for GP3R and try to win another one there.
Right? Yeah, it holding on to second place though. That was pretty impressive to watch, and from the fan side of view, it was an entertaining race. We saw a lot of there was some cautions there. Yeah, it was kind of like, when are we going to get going? Eventually, we were able to see those green flag laps. We were able to see those runs, and always cool seeing those pit strategies come to play and how you guys manage that. And I going back, like, that's got to be one of my favorite races of the season. And although you did turn around your luck for sure, because I know your brother, he was he at the beginning of the race, the luck wasn't looking good, and then with you being able to come back for you guys there with that hard drive up to second place, that was really impressive, man. You're taking that onto that momentum. I know it's a bit of a different kind of track, and totally different kind of racing almost, with going onto the dirt. Onto the dirt races here. What's it looking like for the car, and what does it go behind that kind of trip? How different is it from a regular trip to the racetrack?
I wish I could tell you more about dirt. We've done dirt last year, and then we had a hard time with the car. I just feel like when we show up there, first of all, it's a great venue. Like, OHSWEKEN is it's like a top 5-star venue for dirt racing people. Glenn Starr and his group are doing an outstanding job on
absolutely
getting this place always like top notch. Now, do we have the right amount of track time for us to really figure out that type of stuff? I don't think so. I think we would need more practice. We only have 30-minute practice before quali, and believe me, we don't have the opportunity to test on dirt here in Quebec. Let's put it that way, just so people understand, is when we go to OHSWEKEN, they have to keep the track really, I would say, mirror. Like they have to keep it really compact, so we don't have like big chunk of dirt getting through our windshield. So it's a totally different type of dirt that the real people that race on dirt are used to. We have tires that are very slippery. They are like puck. They don't grip, and we don't have the track that is set up for some grip as well. So it's really challenging to find the right setup with those cars on very low grip like that, and the very low amount of time we have to figure it out. So all in all, I kind of like dirt, but I would like that we could have more practice time during those days, because I cannot go to Granby here and ask the guys in Granby to set his track to the same preparation that they do in OHSWEKEN. For us, that day, that special 2-day for us is totally different than the real dirt world. So it's really hard to go practice for that. And hopefully we can, we've tried some different things from last year, because last year was not an easy race for us. I think we're going to have better setup for our car, but I wish we would have just more track time so we can figure more stuff out.
Right. Yeah. I bet that first race will be a lot of taking some information and applying it to that second race on that Tuesday. And with the two races too, from a fan perspective, it's going to be pretty awesome watching you guys figure that stuff out in race one and figure out how different both races are too. That's always fun to see the race pace change, and sometimes whether the aggression kind of turns up for, last year we saw such a great finish there. So no doubt it's for sure going to ramp up to be one of the highlights of the season. And where you're at too, in the standings, 4th place, it's looking like on Racing Reference as we're recording, it's 59 points down from Trey. He's just on a tear this season. But where you guys are sitting now, what are your insights we're on the final stretch of the season, as well as what's to come for the Dumoulin Competition team?
Hey, you know what? For me, the only thing I do is I keep digging race by race. I want to win races. I want to keep my sponsors up front. I want to keep my team up front. the chemistry is great on the team. We have good people. We have a great team. We're fighting against big team as well. And then for me, championship is not done until it's done. And I've been doing this for a fair for a fair amount of years yet. And every time I was fighting for a championship, there was nobody gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said as the season was going on, I was leading the points. Nobody was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll give you a break because we're going racing. We're going racing, and I think that the 20 and then whoever is fighting with him, 96, whoever is with us up front, we all have to fight for wins, and that's it. That's all, and that's the way I'm looking at it. And if you want to win a championship, you have to make your own decision and be careful in what you're doing and. Don't leave too many scars here and there because people can remember that stuff. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I'm still going for winning. I'm still going for, who knows, maybe the championship. I have no idea at this point. I know it's a long shot, but I would be you know what, you have to be smart and keep the faith. You never know what's going to happen. Right. So I go one race at a time. And try to bring a better car every race weekend. We keep working really hard, and then we're not there to give up.
Right, yeah, and we're at 2. We still got 2 dirt races left. I believe iCar, CTMP, and then for the end of the season, who knows what it's going to look like the last week of September when we're at the Fall Brawl in Delaware. And just kind of, touching back to how you mentioned you've been around for a little bit now, definitely a veteran champ in the series, and finally, like, as you're in your 15th year racing in the Pinties, you're going on, that's 3 different decades too. Describe, not to make you feel old or anything, LP. Describe where you see yourself currently in the series and contrast where you began. There's a lot of, for example, a guy like Trayton, young guys. Other kind of racers too. We see guys like Netvo and hope I say that right. I always feel like I don't say that right. We see drivers come in throughout the years and like Brandon Watson, just keep going on. And compared to where you started now, what are some of your insights on that?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it's great to see new drivers coming in every year, and then great talents coming to the series. That's what we want, obviously. And to keep that series healthy and keep a good show going and make the championship valuable. It's great to see all that. Where I'm at now, I'm not thinking too much about where I might be going, because I think when you start thinking about that, it takes your focus away from what you got to do. And then. To be honest with you, we have a team, Dumoulin Compétition, and it's a big boat. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of people in the system, and you can't go to the racetrack thinking, "Oh, am I done or not done or whatever." I'm not questioning that right now. So, what I want is my team to be up front. I want my team to win races and be able to fight for championship. That's the focus I keep. Am I gonna keep doing this for 20 years? I don't think so. But not because I don't like it. It's just I know it. I mean, with kids pushing at some point, there's gonna be a new era getting in our series. That's for sure, right, at some point. And for me, I got kids as well and family, but. I see I can still kick for a couple more years ahead of me, and as long as I keep the flame going, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I'm telling you, with a lot of different sports, if you're happy doing it, I think you can keep going for a while. So, if the series is keep growing and evolving and being interesting to race in, I think that's a lot, all together. That means that we will keep going. And of course, I'm not going to hide it. I want to win a 4th championship, and I want to win more races. So right now, that's my goal, and that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, that's awesome. And also for, where the series is at now, and you mentioned that about the new era, there's going to be that's going to happen because we still got guys like you, DJ, Larry Jackson, Alex. We got these vets, Kevin. We got these vets in the series that we still get to see. We're also seeing these new guys come up, and it's really exciting to be able to see that right now. Be able to see the mix of those two because I take it like take it like listening to a vinyl record or something. I'm appreciating when I see you guys on track. I appreciate you guys. Especially this season, last season. I want to make sure that I soak that in because in a few years. It might look completely different. So yeah, it's super cool to see that, and especially the series now, and we're seeing with this season and last season how it's we're trying different things out, but like with the dirt. How are you feeling with the series going forward?
No, I think we are in the right direction. I think the series is working very hard to keep the rules tight and keep the everybody in the same category. Let's put it that way, because it's easy to let the team or people go a little outside the box, and at some point it makes a huge difference on the performance, and then you have a lot of people are pretty much sitting ducks so that they can't compete, so the series is working really hard to keep the rules tight, and that's cool. I think from my point of view, my sponsors are very happy to go from east to west because they cover the whole Canada. Mm-hmm. WeatherTech is very happy with that, so they have exposure all across Canada, and then all my other sponsors, obviously. But and then that's for me, I think, very important to keep doing that. The dirt, again, for me, it's very interesting. If we could have just more practice time, so we can figure out those cars and those setups, that's for me. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll talk more about it with the right person. But anyways, yeah. And then the road course. The road course is something we have to keep doing for sure. Like the road course. I mean, I love oval. It's nothing against oval. I think that's let's put it that way. This series is great. The NASCAR Pinty series is great because we cover oval on asphalt, oval on dirt, and then road course, and then we do street circuits, and we do big track like CTMP. Like we cover a lot of different type of racing, and I think that makes it so cool to watch and follow. Yeah,
completely agree with that. And also, being out, seeing you guys run, and my side of it, taking photos of you guys. I can't wait to be able to take some pictures of the 47 next week on the dirt. LP, thanks for coming by on the show again, and good luck to you on the dirt.
Hey, thank you guys. Always a pleasure.
See you around the bend, man. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it.